Handsworth today is a neighbourhood of homes and commercial properties minutes from Birmingham city centre. But in the 18th and 19th centuries it was a centre of industrial innovation. From here, a myriad of different manufactured goods, from buttons to sword hilts, were sent all over the world, where they were avidly bought by increasingly affluent consumers. This was a period of technological innovation and rising prosperity, which we now know as the Industrial Revolution. In Handsworth and Birmingham, one man played a central role in this revolution: Matthew Boulton. Boulton was born in 1728 in central Birmingham, in what is now Steelhouse Lane. At the age of 29, he inherited a collection of small metalworking workshops from his father. Workshops like these were common in Birmingham at that time.
The workshops manufactured a range of metal goods, essentially quite small items and inexpensive items, called toys. Boulton wanted to be more successful than his father, and more successful, it seems, than most other Birmingham manufacturers at the time. We don't know too much about his origins and his background in detail, but it seems that something turned him into a manufacturer who wanted to move beyond the production of cheap metal goods into the production of high quality items and to reach a wealthier market of upper and middle class individuals.
Fortunately for Boulton, this was a time of economic growth. Incomes were rising and creating a rapidly expanding demand for affordable, good quality consumer goods. Boulton saw the opportunity and began his lifelong quest to apply technological innovation to production processes, allowing good quality products to be consistently produced at affordable prices. He also recognised that to achieve this goal, production had to be concentrated in a single place, a manufactory, where the benefits of the economics of scale could be maximised. In 1761, Boulton leased land on Soho Heath in today's Handsworth, establishing a manufactory which over the next few years became a model for similar developments throughout the city and beyond. Although the technology has changed, many of the techniques Boulton pioneered at Soho are still in use today.
Well, right from the start, you can see that Boulton had enormous ambitions for the new Soho manufactory. It was large, it looked like a palace, it was designed to be a showcase as well as a place of manufacturing.
Heads of state, princes and princesses and industrialists, as well as ordinary tourists, all came to visit Soho. An American visitor, Habers Maud Fisher, described the site in 1776 as a cabinet of curiosities, splendid, magnificent and gaudy, more like the costly pageantry of some Eastern court than the toys of a Birmingham shop. The goods here are all covered with glass cases so that they are exposed to the greatest advantage. Boulton also recognised that with increasing income there was a demand for goods which were pleasing to the eye. Aesthetics were important, even functional items were well designed.
Birmingham certainly didn't have a reputation really as an artistic or design centre of importance before Boulton's day. He had to work very hard at it. And so we find him making contact with leading designers in the second half of the 18th century and also straining to get up-to-date patterns from the most respectable of sources. Boulton really worked very, very hard indeed to achieve quality.
If it had been anybody else, the average Birmingham toy maker, it would have remained a toy factory. But Boulton was a restless mind, a restless personality, never satisfied. He was almost like a child. He got bored and moved on and wanted to move on to something interesting, exciting, a new project. He could produce beautiful objects, which is the other side of his personality. It was the mechanical and the aesthetic that was so important to, and in one mind, the great polymath of the 18th century, as it were.
All of these goods and processes were powered by steam, and efficient, reliable steam engines were at the heart of the Soho manufactory. Recognising that innovation was needed, in 1774, Boulton went into partnership with the Scottish engineer James Watt, who was already improving the original design of Thomas Newcomen's steam engine. Together, Watt and Boulton engineered more efficient power plants using consistently high precision components and establishing a new discipline of mechanical engineering.
Boulton was clearly impressed by the ability of the steam engine to generate power. The engines were extremely expensive to manufacture and required precision engineering for many of their parts. He clearly saw the potential for the business, and certainly the selling of steam engines to Cornwall proved profitable.
Boulton and Watt engines found a niche pumping water from Cornish tin mines, but as the technology improved, they were soon sold all over the world for a myriad of uses. The success of the business led Boulton and Watt to begin construction of the world's first purpose-built steam engine factory in Smethwick. Known as the Soho Foundry, much of the building still survives on the border between Sandwell and Birmingham. The principles of precision engineering, combined with steam power and consistently reproducible product quality, were also the foundation of another of Boulton's contributions, reliable coinage. By the 1780s, most small denomination coins were in short supply or counterfeit, endangering day-to-day commercial activity. Boulton recognised that his expertise in mass-producing precision items offered a new business opportunity. In 1786, he established the Soho Mint, using 8 steam-powered coin presses, which struck more than 80 coins a minute. Initially, he was unable to obtain government contracts, so he turned to producing tokens for businessmen, which they could distribute in exchange for their goods. The Mint produced millions of these tokens. After a national financial crisis hit Britain in 1797, the government was forced to reform the coinage, and Boulton was awarded the contract for new copper coins. These were mass-produced using steam power and were so well made they were difficult to counterfeit. At Boulton's funeral, Watt said, had he done nothing more in the world than he has accomplished in improving the coinage, his name would deserve to be immortalised. Boulton's industrial legacy rests on many foundations. He applied new technology to minting coins. He turned Watt's steam engine into a commercially viable machine. He linked high-quality design with precision manufacturing, and he concentrated the production process within a single factory.
Well, Boulton is important to remember because he's part of the history that contributed to the development not only of the British economy, but to the wider industrialisation of the world. Boulton was a pioneer of high-tech manufacturing, and the fact that we have high-tech manufacturing today is in many ways a continuation of the models that Boulton provided in the late 18th century.
Boulton died in August 1809, and the Soho manufactory was demolished in the 1860s. But Boulton's home, Soho House, survives, and in the 1990s it became a museum commemorating his life and his work. Here you can see examples of his products, which married new technology with entrepreneurial foresight and appealed to the tastes of Georgian society. In his own words, Matthew Boulton sold what all the world desires.